If you want to start live streaming on YouTube, this is the exact process you're going to want to follow to ensure your live streams go smoothly and are set up correctly. So the first step is going to be verifying that you actually have the ability to live stream in the first place. So if you're on YouTube, you can click your little profile icon, dive into YouTube Studio. This is where you can control a lot of your back-end settings. Then click this settings button on the bottom left corner and then hit channel and then feature eligibility. So this is where you're able to double check that you actually are able to live stream. And the second setting here, these intermediate features are really important. So you can drop that down and you can see if you've verified your phone number. If you have not, it's going to look something like this. So it's going to say that you are eligible, but you haven't done it yet. So you need to verify your phone number, and then that will confirm that you're actually a real person. They try to limit spam as much as possible. So they want to verify your phone number that you're an authentic person before they give you the access to start live streaming. So if you have verified your channel, it's going to look like this, and you have those intermediate features enabled. So now that you verified your channel, you're able to go live. So if you click the create button in YouTube Studio, you can hit go live. Then that's going to bring up two different options. You can go live now, or you can schedule a stream for a later date. So for this tutorial, we'll just click go live now, and then that's going to give you two additional options. So this is choosing the type of stream that you want to do. Are you going to want to use the built-in webcam and go live directly from YouTube? Or are you going to want to use streaming software? And so for this tutorial, I'm going to show you both methods here so you can decide which option would be best for you. So for this first route using the built-in webcam, if you hit go, it's going to immediately pop up this box that looks pretty similar to how you would input all of your information for a standard YouTube upload. So if you've done that before, it'll look very similar. You got to dial in your title. So maybe we'll just call this test stream for now. Then you would want to dial in your description as well. And then you want to select these kinds of things, right? You want to upload a thumbnail, and note that for a live stream, you can only upload one thumbnail versus a YouTube upload, standard upload. You can test 3 different thumbnails for ABC testing. But for live streams, you can only do one. You can add this to a playlist, select who your audience is for. So all of those things you're going to want to do in the detail section. Then you go to monetization. You could turn monetization on if you want, or just leave it off. And then you go to these customization settings. So this is where you'll enable if you want live chat or not. Also, this participant mode is kind of important. Who do you want to be able to send messages and participate during your live stream? You can select anyone. There's this subscriber feature, which is kind of interesting, where there's a minimum subscriber time that you can allocate here so that people who are just like brand new subscribers in the last 20 minutes can't, or you could even do a custom range. So maybe it's like in the last hour or in the last days, like maybe in the last 30 days, you want people who have only been subscribed for at least 30 days to participate in that live stream. You can add all these filters here, but I'll just select any one for now. And then there's just a few other things you can do. You can add a message delay. So this means people can't like spam the chat so much. This will delay their comments every 60 seconds, which can be helpful sometimes. You could add slow mode if you wanted to. You could also redirect. So after your stream finishes, you could add a location to where it's going to redirect your viewers to after the stream is over. And you can also add a trailer so that people can watch a little trailer to your live stream before you actually go live. And then here's where you can check your visibility mode. So you can go private, where nobody's going to be able to see your stream. And this is great for testing your live stream to make sure all of the tech is functioning properly. So that's what we'll do today. But you could also go unlisted if you wanted to send a specific group of people an unlisted link. So, people can access it publicly, but it's not live for the world to see. And then there's public, where it's going to be posted to your YouTube channel. It's going to be live. Subscribers will get notifications. And this is typically what you would do if you are trying to go live for the masses. Or you could schedule a date and time where you'd like to go live at a later date. For this stream, we'll just keep it on private so we can test some of our settings. So after you hit done, this is where you'll see a little stream preview where you're able to double check any of your settings. So if you want to adjust any of this, like your title or your privacy, you can adjust that. And this is where we'll also select our camera. So I'm going to choose USB video because I'm using my FX30 right now as my webcam. And then I'll also select my Rodecaster Pro as my microphone input because I'm using my podcast microphone. So at this point, you're ready to hit live. As you click go live, you'll only have to wait maybe 2 or 3 seconds before you start being live. So now we're already live. So we're in there, like you're good to go. You don't have to wait too long to get into your content. It's just a couple of seconds. So you want to make sure you're really ready to go live when you actually hit live. Once you're in the software, this is where you're going to see a couple things. You're going to see your chat over here on the right side. So this is where you could, talk to people, right? So here we are, we're talking to people. YouTube even highlights yourself for the chat as the, the creator of the stream. You can also do some things like engaging with your audience. You could start a question and answer, do a poll like, where are you watching from? And you can actually set these things up beforehand too. If you'd like, you can do some reactions over here. So this is where you'll interface with your audience for the duration of your stream. Then on the top left corner, here's some other settings that are important. You'll see your duration of your stream, so you want to know how long you've been going. You'll also see the amount of viewers that you have at any given time, as well as a like count. And then down here, you have some other options. You can mute your microphone. You can also share your screen if you want, or share a link to your subscribers, or if you want to share this link to other places to get people onto your stream, that's where you would do that from. Now, once you're done with your live stream, you can hit end stream, and it's going to confirm that you actually do want to end your stream. Once you hit end, it's going to take you to this interface where it gives you kind of like a review of what happened with your stream. It'll give you, how many view counts, what was the average view duration of your viewers, how much super chat money maybe did you get, and then you can just exit out, or you can choose to edit your stream in the YouTube Studio app, which we'll talk about at the end of this video. So that's how you live stream through the YouTube app. But what if you want to use external software to elevate the experience of your live streams a little bit more? These softwares help you add some more engaging elements where you might be able to add some different camera inputs and some graphic overlays. And here at Think Media, our favorite software to use has been StreamYard, and they're a sponsor of this channel. And we've used them for years to run all of our live streams. A software like StreamYard lets you add in animated titles, also share multiple screens and camera inputs. You can even add guests to your live stream if you want your guests to be a part of your stream and have different camera angles for you and all of your guests. So there's a lot of functionality here. Let's dive into StreamYard to show you how you would set up your first stream inside of StreamYard. So when you're inside of StreamYard, you have multiple ways you can start creating content, but we'll click live stream for the sake of this tutorial. And what's cool about StreamYard is you can add multiple destinations to stream from. So we don't just have to stream to our Think Media channel. We could also add like Sean's Facebook page if we wanted, and Sean's Twitter, and maybe our official Think Media Instagram. So we can stream to multiple locations, which is such a cool and powerful feature that software programs like StreamYard have that the standard YouTube live streaming feature would not be able to do. Now at that point, you would also want to add a title and a description, as well as set your privacy. So you could make it public, unlisted, or private again, or you could schedule the stream for later. And once you hit create live stream, just know you're not going live just yet. You're entering your studio space so that you can go live in a few minutes. So now we're about to enter into our studio, but we want to adjust our camera and audio inputs again. So we're going to choose our USB video so we can use our FX30 again as our camera. And then we're also going to select our audio and make sure it's set to the Rodecaster Pro 2 chat, which it definitely is. That's great. And then also your speakers. You can choose whatever speakers you want to use. Exit out of those settings, and now we're ready to enter into our studio. And you can see like your screen is going to be blank, and that's because we haven't added anything to our stage. So you can think of this box right here as sort of your live stage, and anything that you see in that window is going to be shown to the world. So if I add myself, now myself would be live and people would actually be able to see me. If I had guests a part of my stream, they would be right here in little boxes as well. So I could add multiple guests into our stream, as well as additional camera input. So if I wanted to add a screen here, I could add screen 3 as an additional input. And what's cool about StreamYard is their input transitions between different cameras and different computer devices is really seamless. So it's a cool sort of like animation happening, or a live switching thing happening where I can go full screen and then I can go back to more of a picture-in-picture display. And all of this is done on the back-end interface. So you sort of are like a one-man or one-woman switcher where you're able to decide what is live at any given time. It's a really cool feature of StreamYard. Now, just like your YouTube interface, StreamYard's gonna have a dialog box on the right side where you're able to monitor your stream chat. So all of your comments will populate right here during a stream. And then you can respond to comments even right here as well. You can also create some graphic banners. So maybe you wanted to like have, what camera do you use on screen? Let us know in the comments below. These are some cool banners, and you can customize these however you want. We have a ton of different options at Think Media that we use. And then there's also some media assets that you can add. So we have our Think logo that's up here in the top corner, and you could add whatever branding you want. So we have another show called Coffee with Candle. We have that logo, or our YouTube 1K challenge. So there's all these cool media assets. You can add overlays, even video clips or countdown timers, different video backgrounds. All of these are really cool to add to your stream and just elevate the production value. And none of this would be available on YouTube's standard streaming option. When you're ready to go live, you would just hit go live in the top right corner and then end your stream when you're ready to be done. So that's a quick overview of how you would use StreamYard and the benefits of going with a software like StreamYard to have some of those additional pieces like graphic overlays, some different camera switching happening. So it's a really cool feature if you are someone who feels a little bit more comfortable with it. But if you need the simplest form of live streaming possible, you could go the route of just streaming directly from YouTube. If you do want to give StreamYard a try, you can sign up with our link down in the description below. Now, one of the most difficult things about live streaming is the fact that there's no redos. If you start messing up, you can't do things over. So one of the cool things about YouTube is they have a built-in editor to their YouTube Studio app, and you can go in and adjust some of your live streams if you made any mistakes. So I dove in here to the YouTube editor to show you how you would be able to maybe cut out a section of video. So if you wanted to cut right here, you could add a cut and then maybe shorten the cut or extend it out. Let's say that whole section right there, you wanted to just delete from your video. You could hit confirm that you want to cut that out. And so then in the backend YouTube editor, YouTube's going to take a few minutes to make sure it actually cuts out that piece of the video. And then it's just going to skip that whole portion of your live stream as it plays back that live stream for people who are watching the stream after the fact. And you can do other things to your stream here, like add a blur of a custom blur or a person's face. You can add some audio as well as an in-screen or some cards in the video as well. So right there is a step-by-step breakdown of everything you need to know for setting up your first live stream, either going live directly from YouTube or using streaming software. If you're still dialing in your live stream setup, you should check out this $250 live stream setup that we made that looks great and features a camera, a mic and a mic stand, and a whole lighting kit, all for under $250. So it's a great option to start live streaming with. We'll link it right here. You can check out that video, and we'll see you in the next one.